Susan LeBlanc, and this is Conversations with the Goodman School of Business. My guest today is Sean Bouwers. Welcome, Sean.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Good.
Good. Sean is one of our students, and you're graduating this year?
Yep, graduating in April.
Wonderful. Congratulations.
Hopefully graduating.
Well, I'm sure you will.
Yes.
I'm sure you will. And you've had quite an active time here at Goodman. To say the least. You were placed third overall in finance in the ICBC competition and fourth in debate in JDC Central, which are two really outstanding accomplishments. ICBC is quite a competition. Tell us a little bit about that one, because that is probably the premier business competition.
Yeah, it was my second year competing in ICBC, so we went last year with one of my friends and we placed as well. But we didn't make it to the top three. This year we placed third place overall. And basically it's a case-based competition, like you said. It's I think it's the oldest one in Canada.
I think so.
And so it was pretty exciting to go. We had to write up like a preliminary sort of case, about 5 pages, and then like 20 pages of appendixes. And then submit that, and we got selected as the top 6 from that. And then you go on to Queen's University. So we were there in January. And then from there, we did like I think it was a 15-minute presentation on the spot, yeah.
And came in third.
And we came in third, yeah.
That's fantastic.
So very exciting.
Yeah, it
Couldn't
is.
believe it.
And ICBC, we should say, is the Intercollegiate Business Competition.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is, I believe, one of the oldest and most respected competitions. So
that's pretty
congratulations.
exciting.
Yeah,
Thank you.
That's great. And who was on your team?
This year it was Brian Dizon, and then last year was Mark Dano.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And then you also did fourth in debate with JDC Central. Now that's a completely different thing, debate versus that.
Yeah.
So how was that?
A lot less structured debate. You really got to think on your feet for it. So basically they give us a topic, and you flip a coin, heads or tails, as to whether you're opposing the topic or you're for the topic, so government or opposition. And you go to a room and you get about 35 minutes to prepare your case, sort of thing, and then run through it and make sure you've got all your points. And then they introduce you to the opposing team, and you kind of have one person goes up and speaks, and then another person comes and rebuttals those points and then presents their side of the argument. And it's really like on your feet thinking for about a 45-minute debate between the two teams.
Wow.
So
what was the topic? Do you remember?
A couple of the topics were like, this house believes in free education, which would be great. This house believes, everyone is a different one. So on the JDC weekend, I think we had 8 debates. So one was like breaking up the telecom companies, a whole bunch of...
So you really have to think on your feet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And if you say
challenge.
something, you got to really back it up or stick to your guns.
Yeah, wow. And you get to the point where you think, oh no, I just...
Yeah, you say something wrong and you're like, well, now for the next 45 minutes.
But I got to stick to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wow. And you've also been involved with the Business Students Association.
Yes.
Yeah, your position there is VP of... Finance.
Yes, Vice President of Finance this year. So I'll be wrapping up my term in April.
So what does the VP Finance for the Business Students Association do?
Yeah, so basically like a lot of our money comes from like either student funding, so every business student pays a levy, or like sponsorship. And so it's sort of my job to make sure that as much money as possible is going back to the students in like a maximizing benefit way. So making sure that like we had this year, one of our big new events was a Wall Street prep course where we had students only had to pay $50, $60, in order, because it was like a subsidized cost. Sorry, it was $70. I should get that right. Because it was a subsidized cost because they paid into it. So we can kind of offer like services like that for a subsidized cost, or like even services for free. So like we had a resume writing clinic. We partner with Goodman Career. We have business cards for free if you order them. So it's my job to just make sure that all of those expenses are okay and approve them and then write the checks.
Great. And you were also involved with the JDC Central team, academic chair. So
yes.
What's an academic chair?
So I was able to actually debate and then do the academic chair as well this year. Yeah. And so that's kind of just making sure that all the teams they're feeling confident, making sure that they understand the material, what to expect during the competition weekend, as well as bi-weekly, we would do case mocks on Sundays. So they would come in and present a mock as if it was the real presentation. And it was my job to make sure that the cases were like appropriate cases to do, and then like try to poke holes in their presentation during or after and provide some feedback.
And everyone we've had on who's been involved with JDC says it's one of the most wonderful things.
Amazing. So much fun. I highly advise everybody to at least try out for the JDC round if they're able to. It's like a weekend of, you'll make great friends from 14 other business schools in central Canada, and like you'll make 47, we call it "We Are All Best Friends" is one of our hashtags at the end of the time, because after 4 or 5 months of working together, you're all going to know each other fairly well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
and how many years were you involved with JDC?
It was my second year, so I did finance last year and then debate this year and chair.
Yeah. Wow. And I know everyone says it's just wonderful.
An awesome time. Yeah, definitely.
Fantastic. And that's not the end of your activities here. You also went on exchange.
Yes.
Where did
another thing everybody has to do is go on exchange. Go on exchange, do JDC,
Yeah. So where did you go?
I went to Maastricht University in Holland, the Netherlands.
Nice. Yeah. Did you have a great time?
It was so much fun. Yeah, it was a great experience.
And how long were you there? One term?
Just one term. So the fall in 2013, I was there. Yeah.
And did a lot of travel?
I wanted to do a lot of travel, but of course it costs money and time, and so I focused on just a couple countries and then did them a little bit more in depth versus quantity over quality. So
that's great. That's a great way to do it.
It was a lot of fun. Got to go to Poland, Iceland, Germany. So it was Iceland. Yeah. I laid over there before my exchange started. So,
wow.
Yeah,
nice.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's a place I've always wanted to go.
It's really neat. Yeah. Definitely go.
Travel's kind of in your blood, because you spent a little bit of time in China last year.
Yeah, so actually it was because of exchange. So I met a bunch of friends in Holland from China, Taiwan, Korea, and they were all teasing me because like everybody in Europe and them can speak like at least 3 languages. Of course, I could just do English. Yeah. So they said, well, let's try to like tease me and learn a little bit of Mandarin. So I just picked it up a little bit, like the basic conversational things, and then it was from that I thought, oh well, maybe I tried to go to China before my education's up. It was my last summer off sort of last year, and I had just done a co-op term right before that for a year, and so I felt, I'd see if I can have some fun in China. So I was there for 3 months, just over 3 months in China last summer.
And what were you working there?
No, it was a full immersion program. So
just to
learning
learn the
Mandarin. Yeah.
Wow.
So it was like a full immersion. I spent half the time in Beijing, and then half the time in a small city north of Beijing called Chengde. And I think they said there was like one of a handful of foreigners in that city, so it was like a full immersion.
Wow.
Yeah.
So on a little bit of a dare to learn a little bit of Mandarin, you ended up
exactly.
3 months immersing yourself in it.
Yeah.
And I understand you're a bit of a YouTube star as a result. So what happened there? You ended up on, did it end up on television?
So it ended up, so the school had a couple, CCTV is a large producer out there, and they approached the school prior to me coming, saying if there's anybody interested in a show. It's called Foreigners in China, or 外国人在中国, so literally foreigners in China. And they asked if a student would be willing, so I said, sure, why not? It sounds like a good time. And then before I knew it, I had CCTV following me around for about 9 days, filming me getting lost in a park. I fell off a horse.
Now, did you do this on your own accord? Like, did you fall off a horse on your own accord, or did they say, get up on this horse and fall up? No.
I was so happy they got me falling off the horse on camera, because they were like, oh, if we didn't, we would maybe have to make you fall off again. So I was like, okay, no, it's good that they got me the first time.
And did you like honestly get lost in the park?
It was kind of like an Amazing Race China, where they put me in a park and said, you have to find these 3 landmarks to see you at the end of the day. And the park was like thousands of acres, and so it was kind of like they made sure it was relatively close, but it was enough for me to get lost for about 4 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
And nobody understood me or this.
Wow.
It was a
so
learning curve.
Put your language skills to the test for
exactly,
sure. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I really learned how to say I'm lost. Help me.
Help me. So, but obviously the experience was great.
Yes.
Because we hear that you've just accepted a job in China.
Yes. So
and you're heading back.
Thankfully, I will be heading back to China at the end of basically a day or two after graduation. I'll be taking a flight and starting in finance in Beijing.
Wow.
Yeah, so very, very excited to do
And
that.
is that a long term, like is there a contract, or is it?
So it's kind of like a 3-month trial and error to start, just because it's a bit of a process to sponsor for visas and all that.
Right.
And then I'm hoping that after they see I'm a decent candidate, it'll extend past
so
3 months.
It could be.
Yeah, I want to try to guarantee a year. which
Wow.
would be kind of a good
That's
feel
great.
for the city, I think. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, you've certainly packed a lot into your time here. Exchange, all
exactly.
all
Yeah.
sorts of competitions and things. So, but it's wonderful that you've had a great experience here.
Yeah.
And congratulations on everything. And
Thank
good
you very
luck
much.
on your
Thank you.
new position. It sounds so exciting. You have to keep in touch with us.
Definitely. I look forward to connecting with some Beijing alumni.
Yes, we will. We'll get you in touch with everybody we have over there.
That'd be
That's
great.
And I think that's about all the time we have. So we'll end it there. And thank you so much. Thank you, Sean, and thank you for tuning in. And hopefully we will see you again soon on our next conversations.